So if you buy a fitness tracker, there's probably one big reason why you do that. It's because you want to keep an eye on your fitness, your exercise, and your steps. So let's break down each of the things that these two track and see how they compare. This is the Fitbit Inspire HR with a heart rate tracker, and it's around $100. Now, I chose this top-of-the-line Fitbit because it's one of the most current models, but there are some higher-end models like the Charge 3, although they are not so recent and they were released last year. This is the competitor. This is the Xiaomi Mi Band 4, and it costs around $40 in the US, and I think it's going to present a little bit of a challenge to this guy. So let's start with steps. I've been wearing both of these trackers side by side for a couple of weeks to get a baseline reading of what they can both do. I think the Fitbit is slightly overestimating the number of steps I take, whereas the Mi Band might be underestimating based on previous metrics I've used from other fitness trackers, other smartwatches, and I just generally didn't feel like I completed 10,000 steps when the Fitbit told me I did, and then I felt like I actually did more when I was wearing the Mi Band 4. Anyway, regardless, I was doing a little bit of chair dancing to give you an idea of how the Fitbit overestimates. And I was just like jamming out, and all of a sudden it said that I hit 10,000 steps. And I was like, I haven't been walking. I'm literally in my chair moving. So don't be like me. Don't chair dance. Do your steps properly, and then you can still hit your 10,000 and feel good about it. I did a couple of different workouts with both of these bands at the same time, the first being an outdoor run, and I have to say that the readings from both were fairly consistent when it came to the heart rate. So the maximum and the average was within a few BPM on both. So the variance wasn't huge there, so I really liked that. The splits were a little bit faster on the Fitbit than on the Mi Band, and the calorie count was a little bit different, or should I say very different between the two. I think the Mi Band was a little bit under and the Fitbit maybe was a little bit over. Regardless, with the Mi Band telling me my calorie readout, I couldn't eat a big lunch. Afterwards, the Fitbit, I could go to town and go to the buffet if I wanted to. One thing that I found that was really frustrating when I was doing my outdoor run was the screens. Okay, so the Mi Band 4 has a beautiful bright screen, but the Inspire HR, while it looks great when you're inside, as soon as you go outside and you are in a situation where it's bright, you can't see anything. And I turned the brightness up to its maximum. I was running around, like literally on my run, doing a great lap, and I couldn't see the screen. I was, trying to hold my hand over it. Didn't work. I almost felt like I needed to stop, buy an umbrella, check my watch, then throw the umbrella away and just keep running, because that's how frustrated I was that I couldn't see the screen during my workout. Ah! Both of these trackers have connected GPS. That basically means that you do need to take your phone with you when you go outside on a run, otherwise you won't be able to get that nice map of your route as well as your distance information. So let's talk about activities other than walking. The Fitbit has 15 activity types that it can track in terms of exercises, such as yoga, Pilates, swimming, and running, whereas the Mi Band 4 only has 6 activity types, which is not as great when it comes to tracking a variety of different workouts, but fortunately there is a generic exercise type that you can use if you do something that doesn't fall in with one of the preset categories that it already has. When it comes to automatic workout detection, that is on the Fitbit, but it's only for a couple of different activities like walking, running, or bike riding. The Mi Band 4 doesn't have workout detection automatically. Now, the Fitbit, it's pretty good, except that one time when I was on the bus doing my morning commute and I logged into the Fitbit app and it said, "Oh, congratulations on completing your bike ride." And I went, "What? My bike ride on the bus?" I don't think so. It didn't quite get that right. It must have been a very stressful bus ride because it said my BPM was like 86 beats per minute. Anyway, don't know what happened there, but Fitbit has automatic workout detection, Mi Band 4 doesn't. When it comes to the actual data on the app itself, I love how the Fitbit app gives you a full breakdown of what your heart rate zones actually mean. So it tells you if it's cardio or fat burn. You get the heart rate analysis on the Mi Band 4 in the Mi Fit app, but it's not as nice. and you just can't do as much with it, or at least I couldn't interpret it as well as I could on the Fitbit app. Part of your health and wellness program is sleep, because yes, that's very, very important. And both of these can track your sleep if you wear them to bed. I think the Fitbit takes this one because the data definitely matched up more to my experience, and I'll tell you why. When you are lying awake in bed in the middle of the night and you're staring at the ceiling, you're going, I'm awake. Can I just go to sleep, please? What do I need to do? Do I need to count sheep? In the morning, when you check the apps, the Mi Band 4 was like, nice work. You got around 8 hours of sleep with 0 minutes awake time. You what? Seriously? This did it pretty good. This actually said, oh, yeah, you were awake for an hour. I mean, it didn't apologize or anything because it's totally my fault, but at least I had an idea that this was much more accurate in tracking my sleep than this. The Mi Band 4 can track resting heart rate, so can the Inspire HR. However, I have had some very interesting readings from the Mi Band 4. So I've been sitting at my desk, let's just take a resting heart rate reading. Sitting there, wait for it to come on. 120 BPM. It's like I'm in a workout class at my desk, but then I'll do it again and it will give me something that's more normal, like 60 BPM. So I don't really trust it when it does come to the resting heart rate readings. Although when it comes to workouts, it seems to be fine. It gets it accurately. On my run, it was giving me a good reading. So I think just resting heart rate it has a bit of a problem with. This was giving me very good resting heart rate readings, as in consistent and normal. So not doing a workout at my desk readings. Well done. Both these trackers give you little prompts to nudge you along the way in making sure that you hit your step goals each hour, or at least get you moving a little bit. So on the Mi Band 4, it will give you a nudge and say, you've been sitting too long. It's pretty accusatory, like someone's coming up behind you and just, yelling at you. Whereas the Fitbit is a little nicer. It will come and say, yay, you have a couple more steps left to go to hit your goal this hour. It's like the supportive friend. Even though the Mi Fit app is not my favorite app to use, especially when you compare it to how great the Fitbit app is, you can sync the data from this to Apple Health, which is great. So if you don't like the Mi Fit app like me, you can just do away with it almost altogether and sync it across to Apple Health, which is great. Fitbit, unfortunately, you're only going to be doing that in the Fitbit app. It does not sync to Apple Health. But then the Mi Band 4 has a lot more redeeming features when it comes to things like the screen. It is a beautiful color AMOLED screen compared to the monochrome OLED on the Fitbit. It just looks so much more premium. Now these bands don't just track your fitness, they can also get some notifications from your phone and have a couple of extra smart features on board, but they do it a little bit differently. So they can both work with iOS and Android and get things like text messages and call notifications. On the Mi Band 4, there is a notifications section that you can see all of the previous ones that you've received until you clear them, which is nice because I can often miss what comes through on the Inspire HR. It just buzzes and then disappears. These bands can also tell you the time, which is a nice bonus. And the Mi Band 4, it works okay. When I've been testing it out over the past week, I've been raising it to wake and going, nothing. Oh, there's the time. Okay, thank you very much. Whereas on the Inspire HR, it just pops up automatically, which is nice. I like music, and if you do too, then you'll appreciate music playback control, which is available on the Mi Band 4. The Inspire HR doesn't give you anything like that. The Mi Band 4 is a little bit of a powerhouse, so I've been wearing both of these side by side, as I've mentioned, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to hit 2 weeks straight, no problem. The Inspire HR, however, died after 1 week and 2 days. However, that is pretty impressive because what they say on the box is it will only last up to 5 days. So the fact that I got pretty much 7, 8, 9 days out of it before it totally went kaput, I was very impressed. Battery indicators are kind of useful because then you need to know when you need to charge. On the Mi Band 4, it's nice and visible at the top of the screen. Great, love it. Inspire HR, turn it on. Okay, no battery indicator, tap through. Nope, nothing there. Scroll through some of the settings. Nope, nothing there either. Great tip for you. Press and hold the button to find the battery indicator. It took me a week to work that out, but I just wanted to share because it's really helped me. I like to be able to customize my fitness bands to my needs, and a big part of that is changing out the watch face. So let me give you the bad news first. The Fitbit only has a couple of different watch faces to choose from, and they're all kind of boring. I mean, they're just not that exciting. The Mi Band 4 though has so many options to choose from, and third-party ones. It's like a cornucopia of watch faces. I feel like a kid in a candy store. It's great, I love it. Let's take a look at what's in the box. With the Mi Band 4, you get the tracker, a band, and the charger. With the Inspire HR, you get the tracker, a band with 2 strap lengths, and the charger. The Inspire HR has a monochrome OLED touchscreen, while the Mi Band 4 has a color AMOLED touchscreen. They both have a heart rate sensor. The Fitbit is water resistant to 50 meters, while the Mi Band 4 is rated at 5 ATM. The Fitbit weighs 7 grams, while the Mi Band 4 weighs 10.6, and both work on iOS and Android. Now it comes to the time where I need to pick a winner between these two, the Inspire HR and Mi Band 4. This is a tough one because I love the price of the Mi Band 4, but I love the actual fitness tracking on the Fitbit and the Fitbit app itself. So with that in mind, for value for money, I'm gonna pick the Xiaomi Mi Band 4 because it does a lot of what the Fitbit does. Maybe it doesn't do everything as well, such as sleep tracking or resting heart rate, but if that doesn't matter to you and you want sort of more of a hybrid of fitness tracker with some smart features and a beautiful color screen and a battery that lasts for 2 weeks, then this is gonna be the one to get. I really enjoyed wearing it, and I just think it gives you a lot more for your money than this does. But if you just want the straight up fitness tracking features and you love what Fitbit does, this is a great buy. Now there is another Fitbit that addresses a couple of the things that I had with the Inspire HR, which is namely the screen brightness and those notifications just disappearing into the ether. That's the Charge 3. Although I chose to compare the Mi Band 4 to the Inspire HR rather than the Charge 3 because this is the latest and greatest. The Charge 3 is a little bit more expensive, but it's at the end of its life cycle now, and it was released in 2018, so it's not the newest out there, and we're probably expecting a new charge any day now. If you want something a little bit more than just a basic fitness tracker, maybe something that's a bit more of a hybrid with a smartwatch, then maybe check out this $80 Amazfit Bip. And if you want to find out more, you know where to click. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and please come back in 2 weeks when I will be comparing yet another expensive product to a cheap alternative to work out if you need to spend more or less.